Lane Kiffin and FAU make their first appearance in Columbus ever, but all eyes will, of course, be on Ryan Day and Justin Fields. Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, breaking down the Big Ten, all the season openers right here at SG1 Sports. All right, Ohio State coming off a Rose Bowl and Big Ten championship season at 13-1, but without a college football playoff appearance for the second straight year, and they will be missing, of course, legendary coach Urban Meyer. Can Ryan Day fill the void and continue Ohio State dominance in the Big Ten? You can catch the Buckeyes opener against FAU at 12 noon on Saturday on Fox. First meeting between the two schools. Let's talk FAU first. Lane Kiffin, of course, took over in 2017, and it appeared as though he was the perfect fit for the program in bringing vibe and swagger and name notoriety to the program, bringing in recruits. And in 2017, this team that's been down for its football life started 1-3, won 9 consecutive games, won the Conference USA Championship and a bowl game over Akron, 50-3. They were off and running and were the talk of Group of 5 football. But they lost their quarterback and both coordinators, offensive and defensive coordinators in 2018, and they fell to 5-7. But Lane Kiffin still is bringing in the best recruiting class in Conference USA, so they should be much better here in 2019 and beyond. All right, they did lose their star in Devin Singletary and other production on the offensive side of the ball, but they're pretty good at wide receiver with Willie Wright coming back with 46 catches. Tavares Harrison, 21 catches, 375 yards. Do the math, that's 18 yards per reception. And they like their tight end Harrison Bryant with 45 catches last year. All right. Again, Singletary's the big loss, but they also lost their quarterback. That means they've got to go with a freshman quarterback in Chris Roberson, a freshman last year. This is his sophomore season, so he started as a freshman, one of the reasons why they went from 11 wins to 5, starting a true freshman quarterback. But he made it through some adversity, threw 12 touchdowns with 12 interceptions. Not a great ratio, of course, 63% completion percentage, but he should be much better, although it may not show in week 1 against the Buckeyes. All right, they've got no production at running back coming out back, none. They may rely on Bama transfer B.J. Emmons, who ran for 173 yards in his tied career. Defensively, this team was 82nd in SP Plus advanced metrics. They signed 13 defensive players, 3 of them, 13 actually 3-star or better players. And if you understand Conference USA level recruiting, that is saying something when you sign 13 out of a class of 20, 3 stars, and most of those guys were high 3 stars. So Lane Kiffin bringing in the talent at FAU, including linebacker Rashard Smith, who led the team with 85 tackles and 4 interceptions last year. He's back for FAU. Okay, let's talk Ohio State football. Justin Fields makes his debut. Of course, the top-rated passer in the country, along with Trevor Lawrence in his recruiting class, signed at Georgia, didn't get to play, beat out by Jake Fromm, didn't get on the field except for in the Wildcat formation. So we get to see Justin Fields as a complete quarterback in his debut against FAU. J.K. Dobbins looking for a comeback season. Remarkable as a freshman with about 1,500 yards rushing, barely 1,000 last year, and only 4.3 yards per carry, 4.6 yards per carry for J.K. Dobbins. He's looking for a comeback. The real wild card in the Ohio State offense is Demario McCall. They've been waiting for him to stay healthy and be a breakout player, a guy that's a bit of a scat back that can catch passes out of the backfield, run it about 15 times, and really be an explosive weapon for the Buckeyes. But when you're talking explosion, you're talking about one of the best wide receiver cores in the country. KJ Hill's back, Benjamin Victor's back, Austin Mack is back from injury, and people in scarlet and gray are eagerly awaiting the debut of Garrett Wilson, a 5-star wide receiver out of Texas. The offensive line is a bit of a question, missing 4 starters. Defensively for the Buckeyes, in 2016-17, 2015-16, and 17, they had a top 10 defense in the country, loaded with NFL players. They were loaded with NFL players last year, and they were 71st in the nation in total defense, ripped apart by just about everybody. They did improve down the stretch, but gave up way too many big plays, especially on the ground. The linebacking play was pretty poor by Ohio State standards, and many people are pointing at Pete Werner and Tough Borland to get their acts together. And the defensive back play, though, is remarkable. It's one of the best in the nation. They got guys like Sean Wade and Brendan White, Jordan Fuller, one of the best in the Big Ten at safety as well. And of course, against the defensive line, again, is one of the best in the country. Ryan Day did coach 3 games last year, and Ohio State went 3-0 against 3 outmanned opponents, although they did have to face TCU in Cowboy Stadium, and they won that game 40-28 with Ryan Day on the sideline. The recruiting has been remarkable at Ohio State. It continues to be Justin Fields. He is going to be the guy to look out for. Not that Ohio State's going to struggle with FAU, but Justin Fields, how is he going to perform? His much ballyhooed spring 4 for 13 performance, and many people are questioning whether he can take the reins from Dwayne Haskins and turn in that kind of season. Ohio State has no issues in the opener. My prediction at 45-17, but they got Cincinnati in week 2, a tricky opponent for the Buckeyes in the second game. Keep it locked in right here at SC1 Sports Big Ten channel for more previews on the Big Ten for week 1.